Are you living in a city that's quietly falling apart? Could your hometown be on the verge of collapse? From declining populations to crumbling infrastructure, these once thriving Canadian cities are now grappling with rapid economic and social decline. But what really led to their downfall? What surprising stories and shocking statistics lie behind the decay? You'll want to watch the full video because some of these places may not be what you expect. Whether it's job losses, rising crime rates, or ghost town vibes, we're uncovering the truth behind Canada's 10 fastest collapsing cities. Stick around, this one might just shock you. Number 10. Thunder Bay, Ontario. Thunder Bay, once a key player in Ontario's economy, has faced significant challenges that are causing rapid decline. The city's population has shrunk by approximately 4.2% over the past decade, primarily due to a lack of job opportunities in key sectors. Historically dependent on the pulp and paper industry, Thunder Bay has seen this sector struggle, with many mills either closing or downsizing. Unemployment rates here have hovered around 7 to 8%, above the national average of 5.7%. Additionally, the city faces an aging population, with over 20% of residents aged 65 and older, creating a burden on healthcare services and driving up costs. Young professionals often leave for more prosperous regions like Toronto or Ottawa, seeking better job prospects and lifestyle opportunities. Infrastructure in Thunder Bay, which was built during its economic boom, is now outdated and in desperate need of repairs, with an estimated $350 million required for upgrades. Despite efforts to diversify into tourism and healthcare, the slow pace of growth hasn't offset the losses from traditional industries. If Thunder Bay fails to attract new businesses and residents, it risks becoming a city of retirees with limited economic momentum, making it one of Canada's fastest collapsing cities. Number 9. St. John, New Brunswick. St. John, once a bustling port city with a thriving shipbuilding industry, has witnessed a steady decline in both population and economic vitality. Over the last 20 years, St. John's population has decreased by about 9%, with many residents moving to other parts of Canada, particularly Alberta and Ontario, in search of better job opportunities. The city has faced challenges in its manufacturing sector, which was historically a major employer, but has seen closures and downsizing. Unemployment rates in St. John are among the highest in the province, hovering around 8.5% in recent years. Additionally, the city's infrastructure is aging, with over $500 million needed to address deteriorating roads, bridges, and public facilities. High property taxes, coupled with stagnant wages, have further fueled outmigration. Efforts to revitalize the city, such as promoting tourism and small business development, have had limited success due to a lack of large-scale investments. The local government has attempted to introduce incentives for new businesses, but without a significant economic driver, St. John continues to struggle. Residents are increasingly concerned about the city's future, especially as the younger demographic seeks opportunities elsewhere, contributing to the ongoing population drain. Number 8. Sudbury, Ontario. Sudbury, once the mining capital of Canada, has faced serious economic challenges as its primary industry has scaled down operations. The city was once a global leader in nickel production, but the mining sector has seen over 2,000 job cuts in the last decade, contributing to a 3% population decrease. Unemployment rates are higher than the national average, at approximately 8%, as Sudbury struggles to diversify its economy. Real estate values have stagnated, with the median home price rising only 5% over the past 5 years compared to Ontario's average of 30%. Sudbury's attempts to branch into other industries like tourism and education have been met with moderate success, but these sectors lack the scale needed to drive substantial growth. The city also faces significant infrastructure challenges. An estimated $250 million is needed to repair roads, water systems, and public facilities. The aging population is another hurdle, with about 22% of residents aged 65 or older, creating increased demand for healthcare services and contributing to rising public service costs. Despite the city's efforts to reinvent itself, The ongoing population decline and lack of economic momentum suggest a slow but steady collapse, making Sudbury a concerning example of urban decline in Canada. Number 7. Sydney, Nova Scotia. Sydney, located on Cape Breton Island, was once a thriving coal and steel hub, but its economy has been in decline for decades. The closure of the last steel plant in the early 2000s and the subsequent downturn in the coal industry have had a profound impact. Today, Sydney's population is down nearly 15% from its peak in the 1980s, now hovering around 30,000. Unemployment rates are high, averaging around 10%, as the city has struggled to attract new industries. Efforts have been made to boost tourism, particularly by promoting the scenic Cabot Trail and historic sites, but these measures have not been enough to counteract the broader economic downturn. Additionally, about 25% of the city's population is over 65 years old, increasing the strain on healthcare and social services. Real estate prices are relatively low, with the median home price around $200,000, reflecting a lack of demand. The local government has introduced incentives to attract businesses, but without substantial private investment or government support, Sydney's economic prospects remain dim. The city's declining population and economic stagnation place it among Canada's fastest collapsing urban centres. Number 6. Timmins, Ontario. Timmins, historically known for its gold mining industry, is struggling to maintain its population and economic base as mining operations scale back. The city's population has decreased by about 7% in the past decade, with many younger residents moving to cities like Toronto or Ottawa for better job prospects. Unemployment rates in Timmins are relatively high, around 8 to 9%, as the economy remains dependent on resource extraction, making it vulnerable to market fluctuations. Efforts to diversify the local economy through sectors like tourism and retail have had limited impact. The aging infrastructure is another challenge, with nearly $200 million required for necessary upgrades to roads, bridges, and public facilities. The city has tried to promote its natural beauty and outdoor activities to attract tourists, but tourism alone has not been enough to offset the loss of mining jobs. The median home price in Timmins is about $250,000, significantly lower than Ontario's average, reflecting a slow real estate market. With limited job growth and an aging population, over 20% are 65 or older, Timmins faces a tough road ahead. The city's slow economic development, coupled with declining population, puts it among Canada's fastest collapsing cities. Number 5. Brook, Newfoundland and Labrador. Brook, once a key industrial center due to its pulp and paper industry, is now facing significant economic decline. The city has lost about 10% of its population over the past 15 years, with residents moving to larger cities like St. John's or to other provinces. Unemployment rates have been persistently high, around 12%, as the local economy struggles to diversify beyond the pulp and paper industry. While the city has tried to promote itself as a gateway to Newfoundland's scenic west coast, tourism alone hasn't been able to stabilize the economy. The median home price is relatively low, at about $190,000, as demand for housing has diminished with the declining population. Additionally, the city's infrastructure is aging, with significant investment needed to update public services, estimated at over $150 million. With limited job opportunities and an aging demographic, more than 25% of residents are over 65, Brook's future appears bleak. The city's struggle to retain younger residents and attract new industries contributes to its rapid decline, making it one of Canada's fastest collapsing urban areas. Number 4. Jaw, Saskatchewan. Jaw, known for its agricultural heritage and historical architecture, is facing significant challenges that have resulted in economic and population decline. Over the past decade, Jaw's population has decreased by about 5%, driven by a lack of job opportunities and an aging population. The unemployment rate stands at around 7%, above the national average. While the city has attempted to capitalize on its tourism potential, including attractions like the tunnels of Jaw and the Temple Gardens Hotel and Spa, tourism alone has not been enough to drive substantial economic growth. Infrastructure issues also plague the city. Nearly $120 million is needed to update roads, water systems, and public facilities. The median home price in Moose Jaw is about $220,000, reflecting a slow real estate market and reduced demand. Additionally, with about 24% of the population over the age of 65, there is increased pressure on healthcare and public services. Young people often leave for Regina or Saskatoon, where job opportunities and amenities are more plentiful. Moose Jaw's struggle to diversify its economy and retain residents places it among Canada's fastest collapsing cities. Number 3. New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. New Glasgow has faced economic challenges for years, primarily due to the decline of its manufacturing sector. The city's population has decreased by about 10% over the last 15 years, with many younger residents leaving for Halifax or other parts of Canada in search of work. Unemployment rates have remained high, averaging around 9%, as the local economy has struggled to attract new industries. Efforts to boost the economy through tourism and small businesses have had limited success. Real estate prices in New Glasgow are among the lowest in Nova Scotia, with the median home price around $200,000, reflecting reduced demand. Additionally, about 26% of the population is over the age of 65, placing increased pressure on healthcare and social services. The city has invested in waterfront development and community initiatives, but these measures have not been enough to stop the decline. New Glasgow's ongoing economic struggles and shrinking population make it one of Canada's fastest collapsing cities. Number 2. North Bay, Ontario. North Bay's economy, once bolstered by military and manufacturing jobs, has faced significant setbacks over the past 2 decades. The population has decreased by about 4% as young professionals move to larger urban centers like Toronto or Ottawa for better opportunities. Unemployment rates have hovered around 7.5%, with limited job growth in the area. The local government has made efforts to promote education and healthcare sectors, but these industries haven't been able to fully offset the decline in traditional industries. Real estate values have remained relatively flat, with the median home price around $300,000, reflecting slow demand. Additionally, the city's infrastructure requires significant investment, estimated at over $200 million, to update aging roads, water systems, and public facilities. The aging population, with 23% of residents over the age of 65, also contributes to economic challenges, as healthcare demands increase and younger residents continue to leave. Despite efforts to diversify, North Bay's slow growth and declining population make it one of Canada's fastest collapsing cities. Number 1. Windsor, Ontario. Windsor, once known as Canada's automotive capital, has seen rapid decline due to its heavy reliance on the automotive industry. Over the last 15 years, Windsor's population has decreased by about 5%, as major automotive plants closed or relocated operations. Unemployment rates have remained high, at approximately 10%, as job losses in the manufacturing sector have not been offset by growth in other areas. The city's attempts to diversify into healthcare, education, and tech have been slow to materialize. Additionally, Windsor faces significant infrastructure challenges, with an estimated $450 million needed to update public services, roads, and facilities. The median home price, though affordable at around $400,000, reflects slow demand as more residents choose to leave than move in. Windsor's aging population, about 22% over the age of 65, adds further strain on healthcare and social services. Despite being positioned as a border city with trade potential, Windsor's heavy dependence on a single industry has made it highly vulnerable to economic shifts. The ongoing population decline and economic instability position Windsor as the fastest collapsing city in Canada.